the 7's with Pi Frisbee Metatron, where we do come to awaken, ascend, and expand. I am thankful and grateful for everyone that is here, and you guys know the drill. Today is a good damn day to be me. Now, every day is a good damn day to be me. I believe that. I live this. I be this, and I require it. So what I want everybody to do, you can look in your mirror, look in your phone, however or wherever you may be connected to this. Just look up and acknowledge this. Repeat this after me. You don't have to unmute yourself. We don't want to have the homie the clown incident like we had way back when, but repeat this after me. Today is a good damn day to be me. You know, every day is a good damn day to be me. I believe this, I live this, I be this, and I require this. I guarantee you, at least if you get up in the morning and in the mirror when you wash your face, if you look at yourself and you repeat that, and then you go about your day believing that and living that and being that, I guarantee you, every day you do that, your life gets better exponentially each and every day. I'm grateful to be here. I am excited about this. Probably will be my last live on Facebook. I attempted to go live on YouTube the other day, and when I clicked the button, it said I wasn't configured for live. I thought that was a bunch of horse shit because I verified my account and been on my account and my channel many, many times. I went and Googled a bunch of shit and did all of those steps, and it still wasn't right. And this morning, I was sitting here at my desk and I was just going through some stuff, and there is a button on my YouTube channel page that says, it looks like has a red dot and has parentheses around it. And I hovered the cursor up over there this morning and it said, go live. So I said, what the hell? I hit it and this page came up and it started with a timer that had 24 hours on it and it started running backwards. And it said, the YouTube legal stuff. Yeah, we got to verify some stuff and blah, blah, but your phone number's already been verified. So within 24 hours, it gave me the notice that I'll be able to live stream from YouTube. So should be tomorrow morning. I should be clear to go live on YouTube. And once I get that clearance and have tested it out, I'll do that testing on it tomorrow. Once I get the clearance and test it out, we will be live on YouTube and live on Zoom, maybe. I'm going to see how Zoom and YouTube work together, maybe once or twice. And if it is just better just to be on YouTube, then guess what? I'll just be on YouTube and my internet radio station will be airing the live stream simulcast. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against all my peeps who check in and see this on Facebook, or if they don't catch it live on Facebook, they catch it on my page on a replay. I love each and every one of y'all, and I encourage each and every one of y'all that from now on either use the Zoom link or go to my YouTube page if you want to be part of the live show, or click on my radio station link, which are both on my Facebook page, my personal page, and on my website. And if you click on the link on my Facebook page, it'll take you directly to my radio station. And then if you go to my website and hit the listen option, and then you'll see radio down at the bottom right, you click that and that will take you to my radio station, my internet radio station. I appreciate everybody that has supported me and encouraged me, along this journey via the Facebook platform. And I appreciate Facebook allowing me the privilege to be able to live stream and broadcast on their platform. I just do not want to give Facebook my content for free anymore. Mm-mm. So this probably will be the last Facebook live stream. And for that, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. I'm not mad at Facebook. I'm not upset at anybody. It's just, wise man told me once, no matter what you do, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And Facebook just doesn't make me any dollars or cents. It makes Zuckerberg a lot of dollars and cents, but it don't make me anything. And I believe some deadline or something passed where, now, or when Metaverse, on the 1st, on October 1st, Facebook officially becomes Metaverse. And when it does, then anything that you put on there belongs to them. It doesn't belong to you anymore. So I am getting ahead of that. So we will not be putting anything else on Facebook after October 1st. At least I won't. Not anything that is my original content. So I'm grateful. I'm excited. I have a nervous anxiety, the good kind, not the kind that's going to drive me crazy and send me off into doing some unhealthy shit. However, it's the nervous anxiety that, I'm taking another step, taking the next step in my evolutionary process and expanding upon all that we have already started to build. So for that, I encourage all of y'all, follow me to YouTube and follow me to Zoom. And I encourage everybody else, anybody else that is a content creator, anybody else that does any of the things like this, like that I am doing, I encourage you, man, don't put no more shit on Facebook after the 1st. I would not. We can already see what has been happening concerning big tech. And we, I have a really good friend that is in Facebook jail for some bullshit. It ain't even, however, they'll let you live stream a murder. The community standards thing and getting, because I responded to somebody, 2 months ago about something with the truth in my, 16-7 way, I was prevented from going live or advertising. I didn't even know for some days, just because they said that my response to this other person was a form of bullying. And I was like, what are you talking about, bullying? I told them the truth. If the truth is bullying, then I have to back up. If you can't tell the truth to someone and they report you as a bully, then I need to go ahead and get away from there, because I'm going to tell you the truth. And y'all know my saying on that. I apologize how you heard that. Never gonna apologize for what I said. I apologize how you heard that. Mm-hmm. So if you can't tell the truth, regardless of what the situation, circumstance, or event or happening is, if you can't tell the truth, then that's not a place I want to be. I want to be where truth tellers are. I've been lied to enough. I've been played enough. I've been lied to by family members and lied to by friends and lied to by coworkers and lied to by bosses and lied to by governments and lied to by presidents and lied to and lied to and lied to. Tired of being lied to, man. So I can control the truth that I speak, and I can control where it goes. If a platform doesn't appreciate the truth, then they don't appreciate me. And that's just the bottom line. So again, I'm appreciative. Don't get me wrong. I'm appreciative, and I will continue to use Facebook to direct people to where I am. Yes, I will. But I'm not putting any more of my original content on Facebook after October 1st. And I would suggest that if you know someone who does that, I would suggest you let them know this as well. Because they be doing shenanigans behind the scenes, and they don't want you to pay attention to the man behind the curtain. So I pay attention to the man behind the curtain. You guys can always be assured that Pi Frisbee Metatron is paying attention to the man behind the curtain, and I'm paying attention to the devil in every detail. Leave that to me. I will keep y'all informed about all the shenanigans and all the devil in the details. All right, so that's my public service announcement. And now I want to talk about Ime Udoka and Nia Long. I was touched on it a little bit on Saturday. Damn, I had to think, what day is today? Today Tuesday, so I was last on Saturday. Yeah, touched on it a little bit on Saturday. You guys who've been here with me for a while, you guys know I normally don't speak on incidences, especially in the first day or two, because I normally like to allow more of the information to come out, or the fullness of the information to come out. And I have some very trusted sources that I trust for information. And sometimes it takes them 36, 48, maybe even 72 hours to get to the meat and potatoes of the issue. So I normally like to wait until I gather all the information, all the facts that I can before I come out and be one way or another about a situation. But I want to talk about Ime Udoka specifically. This is nothing about Nia Long. This is about him. I want you to look at his first name. And that should let you know what he is all about. His first name is spelled I-M-E. Look at that. Me. There's no room for nobody else up in there. Look at the name. Look, I'm teaching y'all about the etymology of words. Look at his name, I-M-E. That should let you know that adds up to an 18-9. So he is corporate about the endings, completions, and graduations that he always goes through. This is a definite ending, completion, and graduation for Ime Udoka. I looked in his chart. I'm not getting into specific placements and this and that. You want to know the all of that, run the chart yourself and hire an astrologer. I'm not an astrologer. I do study and know astrology, but I know it from a different level, so I know what to look for. But I looked in his chart and I also looked at how he come on the scene with his new team last year and when the team started playing better. And you know what's ironic about this? The team started playing better when his shenanigans started hitting an overdrive with the female staffer. When he first got there, he was driving them hard. He was being an asshole, and he was just on them, hard, on them, right? And then all of a sudden, he got cool with them. Coincided when the from the information that I've gotten, it coincided from when that situation turned into more than it should have been. I also looked at his cards. Y'all know that I deal with Magi cards, and you know, if you want an accurate, up to the minute reading, I'm talking about specific days and dates, you would want a Magi card reading. I looked in his cards, and when this situation began to spiral out of control last year, March and April, he had the Queen of Sexual Pleasure top card, and the bottom card was disappointments in love. You cannot make this shit up. He had the Queen of Sexual Pleasure. He was going to go do some kinky stuff, but it was going to end his love. The 9 is the end. 9 of hearts, end of love. End of love. The next influence that he had after that 52-day period, he had the 9 of spades top card and the 5 of diamonds bottom card. Anybody that knows anything about numerology like I do, 9 and 5 is the assassination. It's the killing. You know, ask folks who live on 59th Street or 95th Street about what be going on those streets. 9 and 5 together is an assassination. 9 of spades, end of your job, work and health. The spades deal with work and health. 5 of diamonds, change in value. Diamond is value, 5 is change. End of work, change of value. Yep, sure did happen just that way. I don't know what is in store for Mr. Udoka after all of this. I don't know what the relationship fallout will be. I could say I've looked in Nia's chart, and I've looked in her cards, and if any female woman is going to work through this and allow this to work out, is her. It's her, because she has some influences that call in these type of men into her life. And she is used to this. This is her normal. So I want to talk about the differences in between what Black men can do versus what any other nationality of man can do and get away with. I get it, how Stephen A. Smith came out at first and he brought out the race card. But again, like I said on Saturday, this ain't about race. This really isn't about race. If you know the dirty, ugly underbelly about this, like I do, this was foul. This wasn't about, they didn't jump on him because he's a brother that did this shit. And before anybody says anything, yes, he is not the first coach to have sexual shenanigans with a female staffer of an NBA team. He's not the first, and suffice it to say, he will not be the last. So let's get that out in the beginning. There was a song somebody sang, I'm not going to mention his name because I don't necessarily agree with his philosophy, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do shit. Black men versus other men. I did a little research on this. The brother in America that has the highest grossing Ponzi scheme ever was a little bit more than $8 million. He got up to about $8 million, and then the feds caught up to him and put the kibosh on him. I have a theory about why he only got $8 million. First of all, Black men, we're not going to be allowed to keep going on and on and on with financial shenanigans and irregularities. First of all, the people that we would deal with, they wouldn't let us go 1 month and miss a payment. If I got a scheme going on and I'm telling y'all, yeah, I'm gonna give y'all 30% return in 2 months. Well, in 2 months and a day, if I ain't paid y'all, y'all gonna tell. Y'all gonna call on me. We don't get the benefit of the doubt in anything like that. Anything like that. Look at all of the stand your ground issues. Men other than Black men claim stand your ground, claim self-defense. They got a good shot of not ending up in jail. Brothers, we say self-defense and they look at us like, yeah, right. Really? And it is just the way it is unless and until the system of law and government that we are currently under changes. Unless and until that system changes, it is what it is. It is what it is. I get busted for having a controlled substance in my possession, and I have an opaque roommate. If he got busted and we got busted in the same situation, same amount, same everything, I'd get more time than he would. That's just how it is. So my solution to all of that is not to complain about the system, not to complain about racism, not to complain and lament and want to walk around and protest and all of that. No, my solution to all of that is I'm not going to sell controlled substances. I'm not going to commit no crime to get me caught up in their system so that I can't get overcharged and over-sentenced. I'm going to be accountable and responsible for my own ass and my own actions. And I am going to live my own moral code, which fits into the majority of the laws that govern the land. See, you can, it's like my grandmother used to tell me when she would beat and whoop my ass and I'm crying and she'd tell me to walk down the hallway. You can either be mad or glad, but you can get the hell away from me with all of that. If I know the system is set up against me, if I know the criminal justice system is set up not in my favor, guess what? I'm going to avoid the criminal justice system. If I have a feeling that the police are biased and racist, guess what? I'm not going to do anything to get them to fuck with me. I have a friend that talks about sovereignty and don't want to register the car. I don't need a driver's license. I would rather pay the registration and the driver's license rather than to have the headache of having to explain every time I drove why I don't have a license plate on my car. There's a right way and a wrong way to do everything. Now, the way that all of this come out is it's funny. All right. Allegedly, because I haven't heard no message or anything. I'm just getting this from people who told me. Allegedly, Brother Emi called the female staffer and she was at home with her husband. He called her and she went outside to take the call. They have a Ring doorbell security system, and the Ring camera recorded the entire conversation. Husband was just like a month or so later, he was just going through the messages. He was just going through, looking at it. And then he saw when she went outside, the recording came on and he listened to it. Apparently and allegedly, this was the initial hookup, jump off, whatever, was consensual. The initial. After that, not so much. So now I get it why they quote unquote suspended him for a year. Y'all know he fired, right? Fired. He's not fired. However, because of the union that he's in and because there's only so many Black coaches in the NBA, it'll be a PR nightmare. He's a first-year coach, and they just and he works in Boston, one of the more allegedly racist cities in America. Yeah, they can't afford to just snatch it like that. But he is fired, y'all. He is fired. The cold part about all of this, the cold part about patriarchy, the cold part about, even with the Me Too movement and even with the awareness that we all have about sexual assault and all of that, even with all of that, Weinstein and Bill Cosby and all of that, even with all of that, the word that I got was if the husband had not have said anything, the team wasn't gonna do shit. Let that sink in for a moment. If it was just a regular, oh, well, he just got him some from the young girl on the team, and everything was cool, nobody would have ever known. The team wasn't going to do anything. Further complicate everything, the young lady in question, she assisted Nia throughout the season with travel arrangements. If she wanted to come to Boston to see the game, if she wanted to go to a game on the road, she assisted her with all of this. And she even made the final arrangements for Nia and her kids to move from wherever they were to Boston 2 days before the news broke. You see how devastating and how damaging patriarchy is? Do you see how, and then now after the fact, they come out and they have the appearance of, oh, well, we're protecting women. No, you ain't protecting women. If her husband hadn't said shit, y'all wasn't gonna say shit. So you're doing this after the fact. You're doing it after the fact. Yes, Sharon.
Yeah, this bothers me so much because for me, it's not the affair that would have me upset. It's the fact that he had her in the dark and the mistress knew more than the person he's about to marry. Absolutely. That is the problem for me.
Absolutely.
That's the problem.
Absolutely.
Like I'm too old. I'm 44 years old. I ain't got time to be looking and going through your phone to see what you're doing or whatever. I just depend on truth comes to light. But
Absolutely.
the fact that the whole team knew, and nobody, like Nia sitting at the games, everybody know but her. That's what bothers me.
That good old boys, that boys club shit, that good old boys stuff. Yeah. 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 It's and then think about it like this. Take Emi out of the equation. Do you know that his actions have disrupted that woman's and husband's life? It has disrupted Nia, his son, and her other son's life. It has disrupted the entire team. Fuck the organization. I don't care about the organization. I'm talking about them 15 brothers that strap it up and go out there and play together. And like I said, it's only 30 of them jobs. There's only a few brothers ever get them jobs. How much more scrutiny is the next brother gonna be under when he's interviewing for one of these jobs? Yes, Sharon, you got your hand up again.
Yeah, I just want to ask you more about his name, like the I and the me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you feel that a person could overcome the restrictions, limitations of their name?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If he chooses to, and if he chooses to rise above the pettiness and the selfishness that's wrapped up in I and me and turn it into the global humanitarian that the fullness of it, 18.9, the corporate philanthropist, the global humanitarian, sure. But you could tell he wasn't concerned about being a global humanitarian. You could tell. He came in running roughshod over these young men who were looking to him for leadership and guidance. And they only got it when he chilled the fuck out after he was having this illicit affair. So it let me know that he has been struggling with this I me contradiction in his life for a long time. And he just hit his 45th birth year. I would say that his whole damn life got turned upside down. When you get to 45, we have an hourglass and our life runs down, like your teacher used to have an hourglass on her desk. Well, when you get to 45, it bottoms out and you have to turn it over. Well, his whole life got turned upside down. His birthday was the 9th of August. This come out right not too long after that. Not too long after that. So yeah, it is really, and it deals with the repercussions of this are far reaching. It's just not him. It's just not him. Not at all. Greetings, Juliet. I'm glad you could make it. Greetings. Glad you can make it. Would you like to have a word before we move on? If so, unmute yourself.
Oh, greetings. No, I'm just listening. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh, it's okay. It's some of
It's
these
good to
American
listen.
shenanigans. These American shenanigans. Don't worry about it.
But it's good to meet you.
Good to
Hopefully
meet you
I can
too.
get involved. Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And one more thing before we put this to bed now, because after this, we're going to put it to bed. There was a prolific YouTuber and social media gangster that described what a high value man was. And without dragging his name up or through the mud or anything like that, I am quite sure that this brother would have thrown Emi Udoka in the high value man category, making $2 million a year, an elite professional at his job, +10 million net worth. High value man. Ask Nia how much value he is right now, or how high his value is. I'm a firm believer in the amount of money that you make and a title that you have from a job or anything does not make you a high value anything. Just make you a good earner. The value is not in your bank account. The value is not in your paycheck. The value is in your soul. High value people don't get replaced like that. Got a new guy coaching the team like that. You know, y'all know the story. The king is dead. Oh, long live the king. Yep. What? All of us are expendable. Your value has nothing to do with how much money you make. Your value has nothing to do with how many zeros are on your paycheck. It's how you treat yourself, and then how you either mirror that or reflect that out to others. What type of person are you? We're going to see what type of person Emi Udoka is, because, yeah, he's getting ready to get busted down to 0. Somebody else I was talking to earlier today said, yeah, now Nia really messed up because he ain't even going to be able to pay child support. Woo. Oh, Johnny Taylor said it best. It's cheaper to keep her. Yep, it's cheaper to keep her. Any comments, any questions, any concerns about my rant?
Yeah, I have a question. Early on, you said Nia is kind of used to this. What's Nia's first name? What number is she?
She is 15-6, but it's more with her astrological it's more with her chart than her name. 15-6, she's durable. She's
But those are
hardest
the
work.
caring people, right? Like
Caring,
nurturing,
nurturing.
caring.
Yep, caring, nurturing, look past the faults. It's more in her cards and in her astrology though. She got a restless heart, and she attracts folks that can't commit to her.
Mm.
And normally when it breaks up, it's costly. Yep. That's just in her makeup though. That's truly in her makeup. But they both had things going on that was going to prevent them from ever marrying. They was never going to be married. Never. There's too much going on in both of their charts for that to happen. Yes, Juliet, you have a question.
So when you say that some things in somebody's makeup, there's no way of them changing that, because if you say this person attracts a certain type, does that mean that she will just do that all her life? Or
She can change that. Yeah. You can change. It's not so much that you changing any element about you. You're just flipping a switch, and you're choosing to live out the high vibration of the influence rather than the low vibration of the influence.
okay.
Yeah, she can change that, but you have to become aware of it. If she's not aware of this that's in her makeup, then she will just keep repeating the same cycle over and over and over again. Once we become aware of these things, then the awareness of it starts an immediate change, and then there's work that you have to do to solidify the change and to purposefully choose to live on the high side of whatever that influence is.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody else? All right. Good to see you. Made it in, Deirdre. How you doing? You want to say hi to everybody before I move on to the next part?
Yes. Hi, everyone. It's so good to be back. Good. So good to see everyone. I'm
Good.
just happy to be here. Thank
Well,
you.
we're happy to have you here.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for adding that. All right. All right. It's gonna be enough of that, unless there is more that comes out of this. That will be my last exposition on this subject. I'm sending him and Nia and their family complete comfort energy, complete healing energy, sending Nia peace of mind energy and clarity of thought energy as she navigates to and through this difficult situation, and as they as a family navigate to and through their family upheaval situation. Hold on. All right. I now want to talk about briefly, I want to talk about the retrograde updates. This is our regularly scheduled September 27, 2022, our 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time class. Retrograde updates. Mercury is currently in retrograde and went in retrograde September 9th, 2022, and it will come out and go direct October 2nd, 2022. While Mercury is in retrograde, it's always better to review, reflect, and revise than to begin new projects. There now that counts for new stuff. If there was a project that you were already working on, if there was a job that you had already interviewed for, if you had already negotiated a move before the retrograde, then you can go back and pick those up during the retrograde. You just don't want to start any new endeavors, any new adventures during the retrograde unless you can absolutely help it. If you do, like say, if you do start a new job during the retrograde, it's something that came about new during the retrograde, just know that the terms of your employment will change. Same way if you move, if you initiate a move in a retrograde, the terms of your movement will change and there'll be a delay in your moving. Retrograde is if you can at all help it, I wouldn't do major mechanical repairs during a retrograde unless it's something that was already damaged or something that was already in the works of being fixed when the retrograde came. And this retrograde has been relatively harmless. For me, the retrograde Mercury especially is a welcome sight for me, because when I was born, Mercury was in retrograde, so it feels normal to me. It's when it's not in retrograde when it doesn't feel normal to me. And of course, you know, during Mercury's portion of the retrograde, there can be communication and transportation breakdowns. But more importantly, there's also new insights into old matters. Now, with Mercury going direct on the 2nd, communication and transportation and those things will get better. However, it's going to take Mercury 8 days to get back up to full speed and get out of the shadow. So I would still be very, very mindful of any contracts or any electronic purchases or anything like that. If you can wait, I would wait till the 10th of October before making any electronic purchases or anything of those natures. I have been reviewing and reflecting and revising my current project during the retrograde. I I did interview with someone regarding a possible opportunity. However, upon further review and digestion, that opportunity is not the one that's for me. So I'm going to allow that one to pass. Yeah. I have been able to get into human design during this retrograde, and it has confirmed some things about me that I knew a little bit about myself, but really didn't know the origin or why. I know the whys now. I do. So I'm grateful for that. So I would wait until the 10th if I could for any major mechanical purchases, anything like that. Jupiter's retrograde. It retrograded July 28th, 2022, and it will be coming direct station November 23rd, 2022. It's not unusual for Jupiter to be retrograde. In fact, it's retrograded approximately 32% of the time. So a third of the time, Jupiter will be in retrograde. Jupiter transits Aries and Pisces during its retrograde cycle this year. During this period, we might explore different or unusual perspectives, belief systems, or sets of morals. I got a different perspective and a belief system through diving into human design. I did. Jupiter is the planet of abundance, and it is the planet of manifestation. Religious folks would say the planet of blessings. If we was religious, the planet of blessings. So when it retrogrades, your mind should go to those things that deal with your abundance, both tangible and the feelings of abundance. It should go to your perspectives. What do you believe? How do you believe you should be living? How much do you believe you should be earning? What should you be doing and how you should be living? While Jupiter retrogrades, we may not feel as fortunate in an outward sense, nor as optimistic. And during the Jupiter retrograde, our enthusiasm for the current projects may wane a little as we slow down to re-examine things. This can naturally help us pace ourselves. I have learned how to pace myself. This time last year, I had worked myself ragged with an over-ambitious deadline to complete something that I probably knew at the soul core level that was impossible, and I worked myself sick. This year, I didn't do that. This year, as I headed into this Jupiter retrograde, I was already on some summer sabbatical, and I was already doing things with my health to ensure that I would not end up sick and depleted in September and October like I was last year. So take the rest of the time of Jupiter retrograde to explore your different and unusual perspectives, to explore some belief systems or set or reset your own morals.
Okay, Pi, I need to ask you a question then, because
Absolutely.
it seems like I've been sitting down for a very long time. Not that it seems, I have been. And as much as I know that it's been to my benefit, 100%. I see the growth, I feel the growth, I know where the growth has been. It's like, okay, so I've just been sitting down for a long time, and it's like, okay, what do I do now? If you're saying that now, and I've looked at my plans, but my one is say what I need and trust that it's going to be fulfilled.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There is timing, my time, and then the cosmos time, right?
Yeah.
Nothing happens unless nothing happens without time and timing. So time and timing have to match up for anything to manifest. That's number one.
Mhm.
Time and timing have nothing to do with your time or my time. And it has all to do with universal time. So what happens, especially, and you got a lot of 3 energy, Shifa. What happens with the 3 is, when we hit the ground, we are excited and yeah, we're going to do this, and we running with the banner and after a little bit of time or something, we're just like, oh, okay. And the 3 is always looking for the big bang, looking for, the 3 is the one that wants the clouds to split and this big thing to happen in the sky to get that real sign of something. And when that doesn't happen, then the 3 either gets bored or complacent. Either one of those is no good. And both of those put time and timing, it stops it. When you get bored or complacent, your time and timing stops, because that's aberrant to what you should be. You should always be optimistic. The glass should always be half full. You should always be positive and always be encouraging. Shouldn't think, you should never think that anything that you're doing is not going to happen. You should always believe, always, 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 always believe until either it doesn't happen or until the next thing comes around that you believe in. You get it? You should never think that your stuff is not going to happen. You should never get caught up in, why is this taking so long? The more you think about why something's taking long, it's going to take longer. It's going to take longer. Go about it as if it is already done. Okay? Juliet, did you have your hand up again, or you just didn't put it down?
Yes, I did.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a similar question.
All right.
2 things. One is that I tend to, how can I put this? When I hear about, I don't know much about retrograde, but when I hear it said, say, don't do this because this will happen, don't do it until this time, I get fearful of what I'm doing. And I don't want to do that, but I do. And the second thing is that just recently I started a company with 2 other people who were temporarily on the directorship of that company, but they hadn't signed yet. And because it was taking a while, I was saying to one of them, because it's in another country, why hasn't this been done yet? Why hasn't this been? It's been a while now. And they felt bad, and they said, right, okay, I'm going to go and do it now. So they've rushed today to go and do it. It hasn't gone to the solicitors yet, but now I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm wondering, as you said, it was started already, but it just needed signatures. So I'm
Now,
reflecting on that now.
Right. The business
But
started
I don't
before.
want to. I don't want to reflect in fear. I
Mm,
want to reflect confidently.
in power, of course, of course.
Yeah,
And you started the business before September 9th, correct?
yes, yes.
Then them having the paper signed and all of that during the retrograde, you have nothing to fear. And in any retrograde, you have nothing to fear. It's just
Mhm.
being more mindful. And
Right.
again, don't take it this way. If
Mm.
something comes through that is vital for you and is in the middle of a retrograde, you better take it and don't wait.
Mm.
You better take it. And knowing about the retrograde is not anything to fear. Like I said, it happens so regular, most folks don't even know when it's happening. So it's nothing really to fear. It's something more to be mindful of, and then to know that you have to be more mindful about your decisions, about the things that you communicate for a couple of weeks. That's a good thing for each of us. It's not a bad thing, but it's really, any retrograde is not anything to fear. Not anything.
Okay, maybe it's that I just need to understand it more than like
Yeah,
have
it's just
a,
a time to
a better
reflect.
relationship.
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
time to reflect and revise some retrogrades you remove. Yeah,
Mhm.
release all the
Okay.
reread.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's nothing to
Okay,
fear.
that helps me to have maybe a better attitude. I'm a
Yeah.
Libra rising, by the way. I don't know if that makes a difference, but
Oh,
I'm
this is your
mindful of what you're
sign. This
saying.
is your time. Yes, balance.
Okay. Really?
Balance. Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, the
All
new
right.
moon. You should be working on your affirmations, especially yours since you're Libra rising, because we just
Uh,
had the new moon, Libra new moon, and this would be a really good time for you to work on your affirmations, whatever it is that you want to manifest in your life, on any and all levels. Write them down. Write them down
okay.
and repeat them, a couple of times a day for now and the next 2 weeks, and then set
Okay.
out and
Thank
do
you.
the things that you need to do in order to do your part of the manifestation, and then sit back and watch what comes to you. Oh, I know,
Okay.
Deirdre. I know. Same for you too.
Yeah, Deirdre's rising as well.
Yep. Same for you too. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. All right. Um,
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right. Jupiter, Saturn. Saturn has been retrograde since June 4th, and it will come out of retrograde August 23rd. Saturn retrogrades about 38% of the time, so it's quite often too. This year, Saturn is in Aquarius during this retrograde cycle. During this period, slowing down makes sense. Any expansion or additions to our existing responsibilities and projects can be very stressful. Right now is the time to reduce and simplify. Until the 23rd, reduce and simplify. Delays may occur now, but these give us the chance to correct our errors and refine our work. I've been doing a lot of error correction, a lot of refining of the work that I've done on my passion project up until now, and because I know of these retrogrades, I look at the retrogrades and when they're coming, and I plan, certain things on certain projects, certain work, do certain things, certain downtime. I plan them according to the planetary happenings. It's not just on a whim. All right, Uranus retrograded. Uranus retrograded August 24th, and it will go direct January 22nd, 2023. Uranus is retrograde approximately 40% of the time. During this cycle, we're less overt with our crusades, rebellions, or freedom seeking, which means that whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever it is that has like a spiritual crusade or a rebellious thing or anything that's dealing with your freedom and your liberty, you're not going to be subtle about it right now. You're not going to be quiet about it right now. Whatever your personal causes are, you're going to be out in front with that. You're going to be, you're just not going to be shy and timid about it anymore. And we might get in touch with what has prevented us from living more spontaneously and authentically. So the things that we place in our lives as control mechanisms or as disguises or disguise. Like the mask. Like the mask I used to wear when I would go to work was different than the mask I wore when I hung out at the cigar shop, was different than the mask I wore when I was at the mission preaching, which was different than the mask I wore when I was at the church. And then when I go home, ain't no mask. You see what I mean? So Uranus, get rid of all the masks. Ain't no more masks right now. Any of us that want to, we will get in touch with what has prevented us from living more spontaneously or creatively or with more liberty and or authenticity. If you've been faking the funk and you're sick of it, now's the time to tap into your authenticity. If you've had to put on fakeness in order to exist, now's the time to shake that off and jump into your authenticity. Uranus being retrograde also lets me know that the political vitriol and shenanigans are going to continue at least until January 22nd, 2023. Neptune retrograde June 28th to December 3rd. Neptune is retrograde 43% of the time. With Neptune, you take the rose-colored glasses off, and basically whatever it is that we look at through those rose-colored glasses, or we look at as a fantasy or in a fantastical way, no, not right now. We're seeing everything for exactly what it is. And that's the beauty of the retrograde portion of Neptune. Pluto has been retrograded since April 29th, and it comes out of retrograde on October 8th. Pluto's retrograde about 45% of the time, so this is something that we're all used to. Pluto, planet of transformation. So whatever has been brewing and bubbling and boiling under the surface since April, after the 8th of October is coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out. And I guarantee you, everything that happens in the first part of October is going to be transformative, individually, collectively, and society. And then lastly, Chiron has been retrograde since July 19th and will come out of the retrograde December 23rd. Chiron is that wounded healer. So for this one, I suggest everybody get your natal chart run and tell the astrologer that you want to know your Chiron placement, because most of them won't run it unless you ask for that. That comes in my report, and by the way, standard, but most folks won't run that. Find out what house it's in and what sign it's in. Excuse me. And that lets you know what you have come into this incarnation with to heal from, and then to be able to heal others of. So without knowing everybody's Chiron, it would be remiss for me to touch on that and touch on my own. So those are the retrograde updates. I would say between now and December 23rd, if you are dealing with unresolved childhood trauma, if you're dealing with relationship trauma, if you're dealing with work and or job trauma. So unresolved childhood trauma, relationship trauma, and any work or job related trauma, now is the time to dive in, let that shit come up and heal from it. Process through it, release it, and heal once and for all. With Chiron being retrograded right now, it is the perfect time. And it's the perfect time for any trauma that any of us want to heal from. Right now is the time to seek it out, call it up. Don't be afraid of it. Don't run from it. Don't suppress it. Don't push it down. Process through it. Talk about it, cry about it, cuss about it, whatever it is that you do, and process through it and let it go once and for all. Any comments, any questions about the retrograde updates before I get into the month of October? Anybody? Nope. All right. October 2022. For those of you that have been around for the numerology, October 2022 is a 16-7 month. So what that means is it's going to be a month of no fluff, no fanfare, no backstories, no, beating around the bush. If you know this show from when I was a kid, Dragnet, there was a guy on there, Joe Friday, and his line was just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. October 2022 is going to be a just the facts, no fucks given month. Also, for each one of us, October every year is a preview of how your next calendar year will go. So I'm in a 17-8 calendar year. This month, September, is a month that you get a double dose of your current year vibration. So this month is the 8th month for me. Next month, October, is the 18-9 month for me. Next year is the 18-9 year for me. So the things that happen, especially in the first 2 weeks of October, for me personally, will be a very strong indicator of how the entirety of 2023 will go for me. The way things happened in the first 2 weeks of October for each of you will be a good indicator of how things will go for you. So what I want all of us to do, first 2 weeks of October, Get you a journal, get you a diary. If you don't want a journal or a diary, get you some paper. and on a piece of paper, just write a couple of things that happen to you each day. Good, bad, ugly, and unexpected. Write one good, one bad, one ugly, one unexpected. If you don't have bad, write two goods and one ugly, you know what to do. Y'all know what to do. What I want you to do is do that for the first 10 days of October. Then after that, we'll come together on one of the shows and we will go through some of y'all lists about what is going on, what happened to you in those first 10 days. And then we will get a very good indicator of how your next year will be, how 2023 will be for you. Just know that anybody who's been lying will be exposed next month. All lies and liars will be exposed next month. The truth is the truth next month. And next month will definitely be a month of, I apologize how you heard it. That'll be for everybody, not just for anybody I'm saying something to. Everybody. Everybody is subject to getting offended. Everybody is subject to getting attacked. Everybody's subject to being pushed in a corner. That's what the truth can have that effect on you if you have been living in a lie. If you haven't been living in a lie, next month shouldn't be a problem. And next year won't be a problem. But anyone who has been living in a lie, spewing lies, next month and next year, yeah, y'all gonna get some smoke. It's a fade coming for all lies and liars. It's starting next month, but all of 2023. All of 2023. I got an order of some fancy popcorn. I'm getting a whole case of it because I'm gonna be sitting back watching all of 2023. One particular doctor that works for the government should be very, very concerned about next month and 2023. He should be really, really concerned. He really should. Yeah. Mercury on October 2nd, Pluto on October 8th, and Saturn on October 23rd all go direct next month. So we be able to, there won't be no excuses. Nobody done hacked your account, and ain't nobody sent the wrong email. No, all them excuses will be gone. And what happens from the ease of the communication will transition into the transformation power of Pluto on the 8th. And then when Pluto blows up shit, so it's going to be a big cloud. And then the 23rd of October is when Saturn goes back direct and takes care of that cloud. So karma, life lessons, and the drudgery of your life is definitely going to be in everybody's periphery. So whatever your karma is, and whatever your lessons in life is, and whatever it is that you drudge along with is going to be transformed after it's been exposed. Mercury comes to exposure, Pluto the transformation, Saturn is the funk and the fade. So you get exposed, transformed, and then faded. All next month. And it's right on time as we head in to the midterm elections. And you know, this all I'm gonna say about the midterm elections. I don't care what side are you on, red or blue, don't really matter to me. Don't fall for the pandering. Don't fall for the emotional rhetoric. And don't fall for the fear. I myself am auctioning off my vote. I'm auctioning my vote to the candidate or candidates that are going to do what I need them to do. Anybody who ain't talking what I'm talking or talking what I'm needing, not getting my vote. And I'm going to hold them accountable. Yes, Juliet.
Sorry, I was deep listening to you. I just wanted to ask what you were saying just before you started on the voting part. Are you saying that these exposures will take place, these lies, that after that there's an opportunity to correct oneself, like atonement kind of thing? Because you mentioned transition. Are you
No,
saying it's going to blow up?
transformation. No, transformation.
Right.
No, this one is not about reconciliation.
Right.
This one is about you've been lying long enough. Now come take this medicine.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's what this is about. Yeah, this is not
Right.
about. This is not about. Oh, you know how he is. He exaggerates. No, 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 no. This is.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is you getting taken to the woodshed.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not about reconciliation. This is about exposing and transforming and then fading. Exposure, transformation, learn the lesson.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exposure,
Right.
transformation, learn the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what this is about. This is not about giving anybody an opportunity to the opportunity to explain was when they told the first lie. They could have explained themselves then.
Right. That
Yeah, this is
makes
not
a
about
lot more
explanation.
sense.
This is about exposure,
Reach that
transformation,
point.
and fade. Yeah, learn.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Makes sense.
You're welcome. All right. Anybody have any comments, any concerns about October 2022? Anybody have any questions? Anything that they're thinking about? You guys thinking about anything? It's a good month for truth tellers. It's a good month for honest people. It's a good month for kind people. Bad month for assholes. Bad month for narcissists. Bad month for idiots. Bad month for jerks. Bad month for creeps. Yeah. Bad month for bullies. Mm-hmm. Good month for nice people. Good month for honest folks. Good month for transparent folks. Good month for folks who are working on their healing. Good months for people who acknowledge and own their own shit. Bad month for folks who don't. Whatever's out of balance, whatever has been out of balance, will be brought into balance. And Pluto and Saturn give zero fucks about you. So that they're not nice. They're not gonna be like, oh, will you guys come over here and gather right over here so we can do this? No, Pluto and Saturn are like, hey, what's up? How you doing? So it would behoove all of us. Check yourself right now. Check your motives, check your intentions, check your check your ambitions, check your attitudes, check your behaviors. Yeah. If you have been dishonest, get ahead of it now. Get ahead of it now. Get ahead of it now. This is the time to go and rectify those things. Get ahead of it now. Get ahead of it now. If you haven't been truthful and you yeah. All right. I'll see you on the second. Look, I'll see you on the second then. Nothing to be afraid of. And honesty is something that we should all keep in the front of us anyway. You know, I remember as a kid, man, yeah, if I even looked like I was thinking about a lie, I would get an ass whooping. Not even telling one if I started this, yeah, pow. Because the truth is not up over here or up over there. The truth is right here and here. And you don't have to look for it. And you don't have to remember what version of it you told. So, any comments, any questions? Anybody have anything they'd like to add before we shuffle off? Nope. If not, then this has been On the Sevens with Pi Frisbee Metatron, where we do come to, I'm gonna get this right, awaken, ascend, and expand. We do go through the 88 steps into our mastered self. And I guarantee you, if you keep On the Sevens with Pi Frisbee Metatron as a part of your soul journey, somewhere along the way, your mastered self awaits you. I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate you guys for coming. I want to challenge you. Come back again and allow me to unlock the cosmic code of your name so that you could start happening to life instead of allowing life to happen to you. I never say goodbye forever. I always say goodbye just for now. I will see you guys on the other side of Wednesday. Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Peace, everyone.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye-bye. Thanks. Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Nice to meet
Take
you
care,
all.
everyone.
Juliet,
Yes.
Shifa, give me her email information so I can add her to the mailing list.
Yes, I shall. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
thank
do
you.
that.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right. No problem.
Okay.
Take care.
All right.
All
Bye,
right.
Cheryl.
Bye for
Bye,
now.
Georgia.